because there's times in your life where you wonder what you're doing, and this is one of them. We're in Burnley, it's cold, it's wet, and we're at Turf Moor for Burnley's game against Liverpool because last season Burnley finished 7th in the Premier League and they had a European tour. This was unheard of for a club like Burnley, and now Burnley are on a poor run of form, and some fans actually want Sean Dyche out of the club. So we're going to come and ask the fans what they think tonight, whether they want Sean Dyche to stay or Sean Dyche to leave. And outside Turf Moor with Greg and Marsden. Guys, are we Sean Dyche in or are we Sean Dyche out?
Definitely in.
100%. Okay, why do you think he should stay?
For what he's done, and I think this is just a blip. So I have faith, and I think things will turn around, especially after we beat Liverpool tonight.
Beat Liverpool tonight, you?
I agree, yeah, he's brought us up from Championship, so I think we should let him stay.
Okay, so European tour last year, brought in so much money for the club. Just some of the blame for this year's lack of performance with the board. Should they have backed him more in the window?
Possibly, yeah, we could have done with shoring up the midfield for sure. Could have bought some better options, give us more options. I think we're lacking options.
Yeah, we need another centre half, I think.
Chris Wood not really doing it. Vidra doesn't even start though. Do you think some of the blame has to really go with Sean Dyche as well?
Yeah, he's the boss. The buck stops with him. He has to be culpable for his decisions and the results. But then everybody's allowed to make mistakes. It's just in the Premiership, your mistakes are punished.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Similar one, yeah. Okay, so if you were any fans that wanted Dyche out, what would you say to those fans that actually want him out?
I'd say give him a chance. Like they're not really. I don't think they're really experienced football if you haven't been on the downside of the results. So I think let them go.
We're in the Premiership. Who got us there? Who kept us in? Who got us 7th place in Europe? 7th place in Europe. It's a means to an end. This is Sean Dyche. We wouldn't be here without him. So just have a little bit more faith. Don't do what Leicester did with Ranieri.
Exactly. He's got his own pub named after him as well. So do you think Burnley can stay up this year?
Honestly, from my heart, no, I don't.
Would you mind another season in Championship?
No, I want to stay at Premiership. I want another season in Premiership. I want to stay in the Premiership. But I think with the results and the style of play, unless he does something drastic now, I think we'll be in Championship next season.
Okay, that's an honest opinion. And do you think you can stay up?
I think we could, depending on what happens in January transfer windows. But I think we've got a chance, but it's not looking hopeful at the moment.
That is a big window. Anyone you'd like Burnley to sign?
I don't know, someone good.
Someone good. Jim, simple question. Are you Dyche in? Are you Dyche out?
Dyche in.
Dyche in?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Because he's the best thing that's happened to the club in my 40 years of sporting. So.
Really? Yeah, okay. So, last season, 7th European tour. Do you think anyone else could do that at a club like Burnley?
No.
Definitely not? Okay, so you keep Dyche. Would you say arguably your greatest manager ever?
Well, no, Harry Potts is the greatest manager ever, obviously, because we won the league. But in my time, in the time I've been watching, definitely yes.
Okay, so he stays. Would you like to? Do you think Burnley can stay up this season?
I think they can stay up, yeah, absolutely. Okay. But we don't need to change a manager. We don't need any like Sam Allardyce or anybody like that. It's just that this guy will get us out of trouble.
Yeah. Okay, and do you think the problems this season with your league position, do you think that's higher up than Dyche? Do you think he should have been back more in the transfer window?
Potentially, it's hard to get players to come here when they've got alternatives on. You got teams paying 130 grand a week, stuff like that. We don't pay that, so it's basically it's nothing to do with that really. The level you get to, when you get to 7th, it's a club this size, it's really hard to move to any next level. So beyond that, you've kind of hit the ceiling. So you're paying players at the lower end of the Premier League. So it's we should be towards the bottom realistically based on wages. So simple as that, really.
Chris, are you Dyche in or Dyche out?
I think I'm going to have to say we're going towards Dyche out. I must admit at the minute, the way we're going, it's been going on for a year this now. There's only so long he's got us this far. There's only so long that can wear now.
Dyche out. Do you think the problems have started higher up than Dyche though?
Yeah, there's definitely problems higher up. You look at Mike Garlick, he didn't get the players he wanted in the summer. If Dyche goes, it'd only be fair if he looked to be. He's got to ask himself questions at the end of the day. He could go as well for me, and I think the club would still be in a better place without him as well.
Do you think Dyche deserves a bit more time though?
Yeah, he's got the next 2 games.
2 games? I meant a bit more than 2 games.
Well, the next 4 out of our next 5 are Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Everton. So you're looking at, realistically for us, no points. We've got Brighton at home. If Brighton beat us here, then That's it for me.
That's it. He's gone. Yeah.
If we lose to Brighton, he's gone. Yeah.
Okay. If Dyche goes, who's you get in return, and will you stay up in the Premier League?
Well, to be honest, the way things are going, we're probably going to go down anyway. So I think a change in manager wouldn't do us that badly. Are you looking at like Jokanovic, who's been sacked by Fulham? I'd like us to play a different style of football. Chris Wilder at Sheffield United. We could have had Dean Smith, but obviously he's just gone to Villa. He's a good manager who we missed out on. Well, there's managers out there.
Joey Barton.
Let's get him playing at the minute.
Dave, it might seem a silly question to some people, but some people genuinely want him out. So are you Sean Dyche in? Are you Sean Dyche out?
Sean Dyche in all day. What he's done to this club is phenomenal, and I understand where people's coming from. You know, the football's not great, but what he's done for this club has transformed everything. The legacy he's left, all about Gawthorpe, building the infrastructure of the training facilities. Who's out there that's going to do any better than him with the fact that we don't spend a lot of money? You know, in order for that to happen, you'd need massive investment from, I don't know, like a multi-billionaire or something. But Sean Dyche has done a wonderful job at Burnley, and he deserves that time to give it. I know it's not brilliant at the moment, but he deserves that time.
Yeah, okay, so last season, European tour, that should have brought in a lot of money. Do you place the blame with the board? Didn't really back him in the summer, and is January really important for the club?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. The board didn't, you know, I mean, we only signed Joe Hart because we had two goalkeepers that were injured, you know, and we had like Ledgkins and Lindegaard, and obviously Dyche weren't happy with them two, so yeah, the board let him down big time, but it's just one of them. If they're not going to back him in January, we've got to keep him. Dyche's record at championship level is brilliant anyway, so who else to get us back up if we did go down? But it's a case of, I still think that there is three worse teams than Burnley, but it's getting grim more and more every week. Watching it, Palace was terrible, you know, the lack of effort there really. But hopefully tonight, big game against Liverpool, hopefully we can turn it around.
And finally, do you think they can stay up this year?
At Palace, no, but you know what it's like. You go away, you sleep on it, you get that buzz back. It's not about tonight, it's about Brighton on Saturday, it's about getting something over Christmas, the home games, Everton and West Ham. If we could keep in touch, yeah, definitely. I think Dyche will sort it.
Dyche will sort it, Dyche is the man. Alright, thank you very much for speaking to us. Not the best start to the season, but are you Dyche in or are you Dyche out?
Oh, definitely Dyche in, all the way, mate. Because you got to think, you look out at the other options, who have you got really? You got David Moyes, you got Mark Hughes, and you got Sam Allardyce, which I wouldn't take any of them over Sean.
What's that, Big Sam?
Oh no, no. You got to remember all the 23 undefeated in Championship that you had with Sean. So Dyche in all the way. Because even if we do go down, he's the best man to take us back up.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So last year you went on the European tour. That must have brought in a fair bit of money. So do you put the blame with the board for not really backing him in the transfer market?
Well, I do think some of the blame has to fall to the board, because obviously we did bring in a lot of money with the European games. But I mean, I think the blame's got to be shared across like the players, the manager to an extent, and the board, because we should have brought in more in the transfer market. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
But I do feel like with the squad we have, we shouldn't be in the position that we're in. So not all the blame can be fall.
Okay, and what would you say to any fans that actually want Dyche to walk?
Oh, you got to remember the 23 games unbeaten. You got to remember that he's definitely the best man for the job. Which would you rather have Moyes, basically?
Mate, that is a good point. Would you rather have David Moyes? I think that'd scare anyone from getting Dyche out. So I'm now joined by Stuart and Bob. Okay, so how long have you been a Burnley fan for, Bob?
Since the 50s.
Since the 50s, you, Stuart?
Roughly.
Yeah. 50s as well. Wow. Okay, so there's been a bit of bad run of form lately at Burnley, Castery said. Do you think Sean Dyche should stay or leave Burnley?
Definitely stay. It's not him, it's the players, isn't it?
It's the players. Okay, so what do you think the players can do differently?
Score goals.
Score goals.
Yes. They work hard, but I don't know, they're not just good enough.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you guys have been Burnley fans for quite a while. Where would you rank Dyche among some of the best managers at this club?
As best as ever been.
Best as ever been. Wow. You sure?
Yeah, I agree with him.
Best as ever been. So European tour last season. Do you blame the board a little bit for the bad run of form? Do you think they could have backed him a bit more in the transfer windows, considering how much money you would have won last year?
Definitely. Yeah. Well, we don't know what's happening with the board, do we? Whether they're tightening on Sean
Definitely. And if Dyche stays, which you want him to do, where do you think you can stave off relegation this year?
Yes. Yeah.
Dom, simple question: you Dyche in or you Dyche out?
Dyche in at the minute, but
At the minute?
Well, if we lose tonight, if we lose on Saturday, depending on what team he puts out, I don't know. I won't like to see him hounded out, but
Who have you got on Saturday?
Brighton.
Ah, fair enough. Okay, so you got a tough run of games coming up as well, but it's going to be hard to get some results.
It is, but then again, it's if we sack Dyche, who do we get in? Like,
That is very true.
there's no one about, is there? So
Sam Allardyce
no, it's a former Blackburn and Bolton, isn't he? So that can't happen.
might as well complete the trio.
no, we're not having him. No, I'd rather have Dyche.
Okay, so plan zero, he's gone. Who would you get?
That's it. Who is there? I know they've just been sacked by a full of money. What's he called? Ivankovic, is it? Something. Apart from that, I can't see anyone who's about at the minute who'd be better than Dyche anyway. So.
Okay.
For now,
So, European tour last season, so much money would have come in from getting 7th. Do you place the blame a bit with the board? Could they have backed him more in the windows?
Yeah, I blame the board more than Dyche.
Blame the board more than Dyche?
Yeah, because I just didn't spend anywhere near enough. Brought 3 players in who were 2 were from the Championship, weren't they? And then Hart's done pretty well, to be fair. But no, I blame the board more than Dyche, to be honest with you.
How big's that January transfer window coming up, and who would you like to sign?
Massive, innit? Because otherwise we're going down at the minute. The way we play, we're not even close in games. But then again, who do we sign? You know what I mean? Like it's going to be like Jay Rodriguez is being linked again, isn't he? But he's not working wonders at West Brom, is he, in the Championship? So God knows who he's all sign. I don't know. Will they sign anyone? Probably not. So we'll see.
So miracle happens. Chris Wood starts banging in the goals. Can Burnley stay up this season?
I think we can, but I can't see the first bit happening. I can't see Wood banging in goals, but no, I think we can still do it. Just need a few new signings in January.
Okay, so what are your names, guys?
My name's Matthew.
And my name's Mick.
Joshua.
Right, so guys, Burnley not on the best run of form. Do we want Sean Dyche to stay, or do you think the problems lie further up than Sean Dyche?
I think they should stay in because he's done them well so far and he got them to the Europa League, so yeah.
That's a fairly good reason. You got a reason?
No, I just think he should stay.
No, I just think that's the best. That's the best answer I've had. No, I just think he should stay. What about you, sir?
Definitely stay. We just need to buy better in the transfer window.
And you, sir?
Same as Dad.
Yeah. Same as Dad. Okay, so with Burnley, do you think the board needs to invest more and back him actually in the January transfer window?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we need to spend a lot more money on better players.
Just before we get started, Jeff, you're a very loyal fan, aren't you?
Very much so, yes.
Big round trip every week?
70-mile round trip, yeah.
70 miles, okay. So, Burnley on a bit of a bad run of form at the moment, but are you still with Sean Dyche?
I'm still with Sean Dyche, yes. Yeah.
You want him to stay?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so where do you think the problems lie at Burnley? Do you think it's a bit more? Do you think he should have been backed more by the board?
I wouldn't like to say, because I don't know the ins and outs of running a football club, so it would be unfair. He didn't do well in the transfer market, did he, in the summer? I think that's why they've appointed this other man.
Garlic? Yeah.
No.
Oh, not Garlic, no.
Forgotten his name. And he's going to take over recruitment.
All right, okay, so...
Obviously, he's going with Sean Dyche's permission before he buys somebody.
Yeah, definitely. Howard outside Turf Moor. Howard, are you Sean Dyche in or are you Sean Dyche out? And why, really?
Definitely in. He's done too much for the club. When we came, we were in maybe not disarray, but he certainly built the club up. You know, training ground, the playing pitch, everything. So yeah, I think the only time Sean Dyche will go, I think, is if he resigns rather than be pushed.
Okay, so with the problems you're facing this year, where do you put the blame? Do you put it with the board? Do you think they could have backed him more after last year, or do you put it with the players?
I think that it's got to rest with, certainly, once them players cross that white line, Sean Dyche can't do anything, really. Yeah, he can make substitutions. That's a criticism I have of him. He does leave his substitutions till the last minute. When we're chasing a game, especially against teams around us, like Newcastle, you know, if it's not working, change it. But when you're playing teams like Liverpool, City, you're not going to be chasing the game, you know. So, but I think Burnley football clubs run the right way. I mean, all right, we can't compete with your Manchester Uniteds on the wage bill. Maybe the directors could have put their hands in their pocket last year and paid for, say, 1 or 2 players. I mean, we bought 3 players in the close season, and there's only actually one of them really playing, and that's Joe Hart, you know. So, I mean, Vidra, it's another Naki Wells. You know, we paid all that money for him, and he's not playing. Now, get a lot of chance, or else he's going to get deflated.
Yeah, definitely. You know? So, what would you say to some of the Burnley fans who want Dyche to walk?
Certainly think again. All right then, who are we going to get? That's the main question. Who can fill Sean Dyche's boots? To be fair,
I can't see a replacement, to be honest.
I've said this for quite a few months now. If and when Sean does go, I think we're not going to get a top European manager, you know, and I don't want one. I think, and I keep thinking to myself, Paul Cook at Wigan, you know, all right, they're having a bit of a rough time at the minute, but they play some decent football, and I think he's got the Burnley connection. You know, he knows the setup here. That's my opinion. I mean, a lot of people say, Paul who, you know.
No, Howard, bang on. And finally, can Burnley stay up this year?
As long as we can keep in touch with your Brightons, your Newcastles, Southamptons, and they don't get too far away, of course we can.
Okay, so we finished up here at Turf Moor. We spoke to the Burnley fans and resoundingly they want Dyche to stay. We had one fan that didn't want Dyche in, and then we also had some fans that were thinking that the tide was turning as well, so Dyche could be under a bit of pressure. But resoundingly they want Dyche to stay. Can Burnley get a result against Liverpool tonight? Who knows? Can they stay up? Give us a comment below. If you think Dyche should stay, and also what you think Burnley can do this season. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, check us out on social media, 24/7 Football, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.